welcome to Mythology. Today I'll be drawing Hades, the Greek god of the underworld. Before I begin inking, I'm going to begin with a sketch, and I use my journal to kind of, rough out a position and a pose that my character will have. In Hades, I want him to be contemplating on life, on his work. I kind of want him sitting down with his arms crossed a little bit and his legs crossed, just kind of contemplating on whatever deep thought he has. He seems like a person of the underground, which must experience quite a lot of trauma and issues with the humans, and I'm sure he's quite a thinker. And so in which I wanted to create him as the intellectual king that he is of the underworld, as well as have some imagination here of the boats sailing into the underworld, as well as some of the cherubim being presented in the background. But right now I'm just going to throw in the sketch, just drawing him out where I want him positioned on the page, and then I'm just going to imagine and create as I go. So this is the rough sketch I'm going to give. This is the most I'm going to give, and then I'm going to have the background with the dogs, the Cerberus, and we'll go from there. So I'm not going to be redrawing in this video other than this little rough sketch. On the main page, I'm just going to go for it. So hope you enjoy. And also, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That'll definitely help me out and help me produce more art. So thank you very much, and let's get into it. Okay, for the tools. Copic multi-liner, Molotow black liner, and another Molotow black liner as well. These are very fine ones, and I'm just going to go for it, And the first one I'm using is the 0.1. Okay, let's just go for it. I'm going to start drawing, well, with the eyes, and these are the eyebrows. This kind of makes me feel like I can create a character with expression right away, and boosting my confidence in the beginning of the drawing is important to me to continue to draw. So that's how I start. And then now we have a face, and I'm just kind of like dotting out the where and where I want the shadows to go, and that's a reminder so I can put it later and you'll see it. But this is Hades. We're starting with Hades' head, and we'll go from there. Now, Hades is a really cool character for me to draw. He's very misunderstood, I think. I think a lot of these characters in a lot of mythology in ancient times are misunderstood, especially when they're in the underworld. I think they're instantly put into this evil or negative light kind of place of the doomed or dead, that they must be bad characters. They must be death itself, which he's not. Hades was more of like this ruler of the underworld, and he had this kingdom of the underworld, and for that, and that's why I'm drawing him this way. He's looking like a king, kind of look like a sad king though, because I wanted his emotions to kind of be coming through, showing what kind of hardships it would be ruling as king, but also for one of the underworld. According to Hesiod, the Titanomachy, the three brothers divided the cosmos. Zeus ruled over the heavens, which you got the better part, obviously. That's a cool place, and it's also looked upon better. Poseidon got the sea, very powerful and mysterious. And then you have Hades, who, well, you got the underworld and the dead. And we can see with the three brothers and the three realms that Hades understood this to be the balance, and he eventually got his, reward coming once he meets Persephone. Now, Hades' name meant the unseen one. To speak it aloud meant to invite dread, so they often were like, let's not even say his name or give him too much attention, you know what I mean? Let's not invoke him. Which, that to me sounds like he's a pretty cool dude. But he was also known as the wealth giver. He had the name Pluton for the more Roman name. And this is because from the earth's depths came the riches of crops and metals and stones. He wasn't just the god of the dead. He was like this guardian of the wealth, and a lot depended on that. So I drew him as a king. In the background, I wanted to draw the Cerberus and the three-headed dog, kind of in different poses, kind of spreading at top, kind of blinked out as well. Not detailed, but actually silhouetted in white paper and having inked around it with some detail. And that's what I end up doing. Now, there are a few items that Hades is known for. His bident, like the trident, except with just two prongs. I ended up drawing it with a kind of a root, twisted root style, pointed ends. So you'll see. Doesn't really look like two sharp ends. I just kind of went creative with that. And then he's also known for the Helm of Darkness that was crafted by the Cyclops. The helm is pretty cool because it allowed him to kind of vanish and disappear from the eyes of the gods. Kind of like Harry Potter and the Cloak of Invisibility, which I didn't draw. And, I just kind of want to have more of an expression of his human nature, which he was a god, but, I feel like he had human traits. But the helm would get used by Perseus a little bit later on. And I have Hades in this pose contemplating his love for Persephone, the one that he's able to pretty much steal from one realm and bring into his, in which Zeus actually consented this, but Persephone's mother wasn't very happy, so Persephone actually had to spend some time with the mother and then some time with Hades, her husband. He just kind of like snatched up his wife. He's like, I want her. Nothing to say. I'm a god. He did it. That's wild. I mean, then again, Persephone's mother Demeter was pretty upset, and because she was the goddess of harvest, and she wept and was like pretty raged, and then she made the earth grow barren, and that made the gods very unhappy. Thus, the trade. And the ancient Greeks also used this to explain the seasons, like the spring and summer when she rises, and autumn and winter when she returns to her shadowed throne, because, she was the queen of the underworld. I mean, Hades may be a cool dude, actually. It might have turned out all right for her. Then again, he may have some serious issues, Son of a Titan, I'm sure there are some daddy issues there. Now down here I am drawing a person traveling in their ferry in the underworld towards this light. They are traveling down the river of oaths, also called the Styx, which you may have known because they also carry coins, and that's how they pay the ferrymen. And the coins are in a lot of popular movies and kind of media. And of course, once they arrive on shore, they are met with a Cerberus, the three-headed dog who's like ready to take down some people unworthy or something. How he's fed, I guess he gets fed with souls. And I didn't want to draw Elysium, the fields of eternal joy for heroes and the blessed, or anything like that, or Tartarus, like the pit of punishment for the wicked. I thought that would be like too intense for this drawing, where I wanted to show his two realms and kind of characters that were fun and stuff of that nature. And I think that's because I'd also had to put in people like Hermes, which I already did a piece on, because he's the guide of the underworld as well, and I didn't want to get on there. And just a quick note, I am trying to cross-hatch in this way to kind of give a vibe to this feel. It also comes from a Bernie Wrightson. If you don't know his artwork, he is a fantastic ink artist. Check his work out. He did a very good Frankenstein illustration ensemble, and that's what kind of technique I'm using right now, kind of the straight shading technique, which you see in a lot of art anyways, but it works out well here because it blends into the brownness and line work that would be used for this cavern bottom. And when you dig into it, Hades is actually a pretty cool character in Greek mythology. Hercules wrestled the Cerberus and brought him to the surface. And, this is part of Hades' storyline, as Orpheus descended with a lyre and enchanting Hades, with a song, and allowed him to, he allowed him and his love to leave and stuff. And to be reminded that Perseus, uses Hades' helm to defeat the Gorgon Medusa. Genius plan. Nonetheless, in all these different stories, he's not actually a bad guy. He's actually pretty just and very almost kind in a way, as much as the god of the underworld would be, of course. Hades didn't have a big presence, but he had a few temples and he had a few rituals, but they were very chill. Once a year, a sanctuary dedicated to him opened and priests entered alone. And elsewhere, he was, worshipped with as Pluton beside Persephone, but not as like a bad guy or anything, but as like an earthly abundance god. And though the Greeks, yeah, they probably feared him, they also recognized his necessity amongst all the gods. Now you can see me going in and drawing these lines that look almost invisible, but I'm actually drawing in a thin line of the water ripples. And that's because I know there's a first layer of black, but when you see the second, you'll see a little bit of the ripple, and that has a small effect I like to do. Now I'm drawing the lines that kind of fade into the thinness of the lines that I have above with him. And yeah, just using different weighted lines to blend. And one benefit of not actually penciling out the drawing first is that it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you focused and keeping your mind creative. You're always trying to figure out new ways to change the image or make it work or just adapt on the go. And that's really, I feel like that's a good muscle to practice in art. And I love practicing it myself. And I just go with it. Like right here, I didn't plan to do this cavern look really, but I felt like, oh, it makes sense that there would be a ceiling with a cavern dripping and stuff, and I can use the shading technique that looks great with it because it's kind of built for it. And it worked out great. It turned out just like, if not better than I would imagine from the before. Now, don't get me wrong, it is not perfect, but because I'm moving very quickly, and you can definitely make it look cleaner than that, but the effect is still kept. Now, Hades being one of the three brothers, ruling, which one would you choose? I kind of think, it's kind of interesting to think if you would be like Zeus and rule over the sky, or Poseidon over the entire ocean, or Hades of the underworld. Which one would you really want to? Do you want to be around fish? You can smell like fish, right? In the sky? Do you have a fear of heights? Underworld? Could be a little dark. It could be spooky all the time. Did you get used to that kind of goth? I don't mind it. I think I actually might even choose the underworld myself, but at least you got a place to swim, right? You know what I mean? I don't know if that water's cold. It might be freezing. The dead probably don't have feelings, so they probably won't be warm at all. This is Hades, god of the underworld. If you like this video and this content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my video and my channel. That'll definitely help me out and be great. And produce more content. And Hades has a three-headed Cerberus, a kingdom, a lake with a lot of great property for boats and stuff. Everybody wants to come visit him and will come visit him. And yeah, he's pretty much the god of an entire kingdom underworld. He'd have really cool parties and do all kinds of things. I think it's kind of a great gig. Anyways, this is Hades. Thank you for watching Mythology. If you're creative, go create.